Hello, folks. I'm OdinSpack, and welcome back to 33 years and counting of my favorite games. Last time we left the 2020s with literally 2020, and now we're in the past decade, starting with 2019. Definitely some heavy hitters this year. There's a lot of honorable mentions that I feel like are like good potential picks for some, including myself. Uh, but we'll get into those real quick. Last time I spent definitely a lot more time on the honorable mentions than I wanted to, so I'm gonna try my best this time to not take as long on them, just give little footnotes on them, and then we'll get into the bronze, silver, gold medals. So let's get right into it. 2019 honorable mentions. Firstly, I want to mention Blaster Master Zero Two. This is a trilogy. This is probably my favorite in the trilogy. Uh, Oddly, because it reminds me of Rad Gravity. Very Odin answer, I know, but they expanded on like the first one, which was like a reboot of the series, and this one was more its own. And it has like planet exploring, and I don't know, it had that Rad Gravity feel to me for some reason. So I think this is the best in the trilogy. I haven't finished the third one, so that I think that speaks for itself too. Uh, the Link's Awakening, Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening remake on the Switch. I love the original game. I've actually never finished the DX version, the color version, but I played the original a lot, and I played the remake. I got it for half of its original price because I really didn't feel paying full retail for this one was worth it, in my opinion. It's a relatively short game. Uh, the extra dungeon stuff was a neat idea, but wasn't executed right. But the visuals were great. I wasn't a huge fan of the soundtrack, but the dungeon music started growing on me as more of an atmospheric kind of like music, almost like Ocarina of Time or something like that, as opposed to the old Game Boy songs that are in your face. So, but I think it was a really well done remake. I would love to see the Oracle games like this too, honestly. And then we got New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. This one, I have just one tiny thing, the smallest nitpick to say here. I love that they added the ability to play as not Mario in single player. It's the dumbest thing, but in the all the other New Super Mario Bros. Games, you have to play as Mario unless you're playing multiplayer. And the multiplayer, they can choose Luigi or either of the Toads. And in this game, if you're playing single player, you can finally pick not Mario. It's a dumb small change, but it was enough to give it an honorable mention because I think New Super Mario Bros. U is actually a pretty decent game. And so I'm giving an honorable mention to Deluxe for the ability to let me play as Toad. And then lastly, I want to mention Tetris 99. I briefly mentioned it when I talked about Super Mario Bros. 35 last time. This was the first of Nintendo's like free to play online games. Like, hey, we started charging for online. We're gonna give you a reason to pay for it. Tetris 99 was definitely a fun experience. I've never been the strongest Tetris player, but playing against 98 other people at the same time, pretty cool experience. Definitely played it a bunch when it came out, and here and there when they had those event battles for the different like themed boards. But it was pretty fun. So there's my honorable mentions. Let's get into the bronze medal. This one's a little bit of a cheating answer here, but we're going to go with Collection of Mana. I mentioned last time that the Trials of Mana 2020 remake would probably have been in that top three if I had finished it because it was based on a game that never came out here. Well, it officially came out in the Collection of Mana. Like, there was an unofficial fan translation, and I love the heck out of that because it got me to play that game. But they gave it an official translation, which the remake draws from. Um, and it was really cool to play through that game officially. I also really love Secret of Mana as well, and a sleeper hit in this was Final Fantasy Adventure, the first one, or Second Densetsu, which was on Game Boy. I meant to get this game as a kid. I ended up getting Final Fantasy Legend 2 instead, which I also did enjoy, but I always wanted to play Final Fantasy Adventure. Turns out it's a pretty dang good game too. So honestly, all three games on here are fantastic. I love them all, and they didn't really need to do much. The only downside, the only thing I don't like is none of them are online. I mean, Final Fantasy Adventure is a single-player game, but Secret of Mana is three-player. Seiken Densetsu 3 or Trials of Mana is two-player. Should be three-player. I don't know why it's not, but it is two-player. And they're not online. If they were on the Switch online service, they would be. So that's like the this might be higher up, honestly, if it were online, but unfortunately it's not. But it's a great collection of games. I love them all. So there you go. I think this is the first collection in a top three, I want to say. I think it's well deserved. Silver medal for me. This honestly, silver and gold medal. They ask me next week, and I might change my answer. Like they are so close together for me. But I decided to make my silver medal Super Mario Maker 2. I loved this one so much more than the first game. The first game, what it had going for it was the ease of access of designing levels with the gamepad, which I wish this one did. Like, I wish you could grab a stylus and play Mario Maker 2 handheld, and it was like the same like easiness to do that you could on the original game. But that aside, everything else is just like this is like an expansion. Like this is like a there's just so much more that wasn't in the original game. Vertical levels, on off switches are like an insanely like huge update. Like it adds so much. Like that's just one thing, but like even just that adds so much. The new themes, 3D World is really cool. The updated like Link and Mario 2 power ups. There's just so much going for Mario Maker 2, and then to top it off, it's not the best mode ever, but the Super Worlds is very cool because if you like a creator, they can put all of their levels into one world, so you have this very easy to access curated level selection that they choose, and like obviously all of this is fan created content, but I think that's like one of the best ways to access levels of like a particular type that you like. You have to find it, sure, but once you do, like it's like a great experience. Playing through those super worlds is very fun if you find somebody who just, hits the kind of levels you're looking for. Like if you like the really hard Kaizo levels, there's super worlds for that. If you like the laid back casual just basic 2D Mario, there's super worlds for that. Gimmicky stuff, there's all that. So Super Mario Maker 2, really cool. The only downside on that one was the online multiplayer, which sounded amazing at first, but when it launched, you couldn't play with friends, which was really weird. But like whatever, that's in the past. You can now, but it's like really laggy. Like it's just not good netcode at all, which is unfortunate because it is one of the coolest aspects because 2D Mario games in the past, like the new Super Mario Bros. Games, they were impacted by having like one screen and having people like getting dragged or falling off the bottom of like a tower level and they die. And now on this with online multiplayer, you have your own screen, so there's none of that. So it actually did feel cool, but just the connection is not great. I don't know what they did there, but it's not good. So that's kind of something that's holding this one back a little bit. Anyway, that's my silver medal. Gold medal, I think this is one of the weirdest ones. I didn't end up playing this one until 2020. One of the weirdest games to come out from Nintendo, just the concept of it. And I ended up loving it so much. I played the heck out of it. And it's pretty synonymous with this channel as of a few videos ago. My gold medal for 2019 is Ring Fit Adventure. It is a RPG. It is a fitness RPG. And it's not the first fitness game that Nintendo's put out. Heck, it's not the first fitness game they put out on the Switch. However, it's the best fitness game that Nintendo has done. Like, it is, like, Wii Fit was a good experiment. There's nothing wrong with Wii Fit. Like, it does its job. But Ring Fit is fun. Like, it makes exercise fun. It has all bunch of little challenges. and mini games that are just fun to try and get the high score in. The RPG element is neat. It's not the strongest part of the game, but it is a fun little like addition to working out as well. It's cool to like have the game challenge you to do certain exercises based on like each of the enemies have different colors, and like each of the different attacks are like either arms or legs or torso, and like that all like it you don't have to do those things, but it recommends it for you, so it kind of guides you in the right kind of routine for you, so you're not always working the same parts of your body. So it kind of gives you a full body workout that way. I really enjoyed playing this once I finally got my hands on it. I really wanted to for a while, but you couldn't find it anywhere. But in 2020, they they restocked finally, and I got my hands on one. I was super excited. I streamed almost the entire game on Twitch because I was really excited. And then, as you know, I started doing a Let's Play, which yeah, I did fall off. But I was having a fun time doing it, and I really want to get back into it. Fitness is a thing I struggle with a lot. I've been doing my best lately to go to the gym, and I've been doing that for the past couple of weeks. Um, so I'm trying to get back and feel better about myself. And honestly, for those who, kind of struggle with their like self-image, having something you can do in your house without having to worry about other people, I think it's a great way to do that. And it's crazy how much content there is in the RPG mode. Like it's not like a bare bones RPG. Like yeah, there could be more to it, but like there's a lot to it. It's a long game, which is nuts for what it is. Like there's tons of story, tons of dialogue. The music's great. It doesn't hold back on any of that. Like it's a game first, fitness second. Um, but like the fitness is great on it, and I really hope they make a sequel. I don't know if they will. Especially because this game was packaged like you can only buy this game physically. There's no digital. But if they made a Ring Fit 2, they could sell it digitally because people already own the equipment for it now. But I really hope they do make a sequel. I really enjoyed it. I didn't know I would enjoy it as much as I did, but I had a lot of fun playing it. So there you go. There's my gold medal. All right, guys, that's gonna do it. Something I haven't been asking. Do you agree with any of my choices? Do you have your own? Please let me know in the comments. I love reading them. So if you have anything that I missed that you played and I didn't, I would love to hear about it. I will see you next time for 2018. So until then, take care. I've been OdinSpack. Goodbye.